Hello students. Today, now going about this chapter number 1, reproduction in lower and higher plants. We are also learning points vegetative reproductions. In the last lectures, we are also seen in vegetative reproduction, two types, artificial methods and natural methods of the vegetative reproductions. Now, see in these lectures significance of the vegetative reproductions. First, it is very easy and cheaper methods. It is very fast procedures or easy methods. The plant like banana, sugarcane, apples, pineapples, etc. reproduce only by this method. It produce genetical and genetically identical plants like clones. It is exact copy of the parent plants. These methods, grafting and buddings, are helpful to increase the yields because the formation of fruit, it is very fast in these procedures, grafting and budding. Hence, it is also called helpful to increase the yields. Then micropropagations. It is the rapid method of the propagations because it is the tissue culture peptide. A single cells of the any part of the plant, they are produced, they are new offsprings. In micropropagations, it is the significance of the vegetative reproductions. Okay. Then next slides. And next points, it is the sexual reproduction in a flowering plants. First, we'll see in a asexual reproduction in plants, and now see in a sexual reproduction in flowering plants. The type of the reproduction which take place by formation and fusion of the gametes, it is called as the sexual reproduction. It means the formation of gamete. The plants are produce the gametes, both gametes like male gametes and female gametes. And these gametes are fused to each other. The next formation of diploid zygote. This zygote develop the embryo, and embryo are developed or to produce the seed, and these seeds are produce the new individual. This process are called as the sexual reproductions. Okay. This process are called as the sexual reproduction. Hence, it is also called as the amphimixis. Amphimix both. Mixis mean mixing of gametes. Two type of the gametes are mixed with each other. It is called as the amphimixis. This sexual reproduction, it is also called as the syngenesis or amphigony. Amphigony means both gametes are mixed. Two type of the gametes, sex organs like male gametes and female gametes are mixed with each other. It is also called as the amphigony or sexual reproductions. The sexual reproductions occurs through special germinal cells, and hence it is also called as the germinal reproductions, because the formation of gametes and fusion of the gametes, it's produced the germ cells. Then it is also called as the germinal reproduction. And this sexual reproduction, it is a very slow process because the plant complete growth They may be developed gametes. The gametes are fuses to each other. They develop the seeds, and seeds are produced the new offspring. It is very long durations. Then it is the very slow process. But the vegetative or asexual reproduction, they are directly produce the new offsprings or any part of the plant body. Then it is the rapid method. It is very fast method, but the sexual reproduction, it is very slow process. And sexual reproduction is usually biparental because two parents are involved in this process. First, male gametes, and second, it is the female gametes. Both gametes are involved in this process, and hence it is also called as the biparentals. It's involved both type of the divisions in sexual reproduction. Mitosis and meiosis are also involved. First things, meiosis, formation of gametes and fusion of gametes. This process developed by meiotic method, cell divisions. And their new offsprings are growth with the help of mitotic divisions. Then both type of the divisions are involved in this process. Okay, then next slide is in sexual reproductions involve 4 steps or process. In these reproductions, 4 steps are involved or 4 processes are involved. First, gametogenesis. Gametogenesis means formations of the haploid cells. That is gametes by meiosis, formations of the gametes. First, the plants are developed both gametes like male gametes and female gametes. This process are called as the gametogenesis. Formations of the haploid gametes are produced with the help of meiosis. It is called as the gametogenesis. Second steps. The fusion of the two gametes forming the diploid zygote, this process are called as the fertilizations. Fusion of the gametes. Both gametes, male gamete fuses with the female gametes to form the, and both gametes are also haploid and to produce the diploid zygotes. This process are called as the fertilizations. Then embryogenesis. Embryogenesis, it is the repeated mitotic divisions of the zygote to form the embryo. It is also commonly known as the formations of the embryo. This process are called as the embryogenesis because the diploid zygotes are repeated continuously mitotic divides to produce the embryo. And this embryo, it is also known as the first cells of the new offsprings. It is called as the embryogenesis. It is the third steps, embryogenesis. Then last, development. Development, the growth of embryo to form the new individuals. This process are called as the development. Means the embryo are developed to form a new individuals. The embryo, they get converted into the seeds, formation of the seeds, and the seeds are produced the new offsprings, new individuals. This process of sexual reproduction is called as the development. These 4 steps are involved in a sexual reproductions. First, gametogenesis, fertilizations, then third, embryogenesis, and fourth, it is the development. Gametogenesis, formation of the haploid gametes. Both gametes are developed, male gametes, female gametes. Then fertilization, fusion of the two gametes, forming the diploid zygote. These procedures are called as fertilization, embryogenesis, formation of the embryo, and repeated mitotic division to form a diploid zygote. This process is called as the embryogenesis. And last, development, growth of the embryo to form the new offspring. It is called as the development. Okay. It is the steps are involved in a sexual reproduction. Okay. Then, sexual reproduction in plants. It is the general characteristics of the sexual reproduction in plants. First, flowering plants are called as the phanerogams. It is most of the higher plants. The gymnosperm and angiosperm, both are the flowering plants. Both. But the flowers in gymnosperm, it is very simple in organizations. Okay. And hence they are not true flowering plants. It is not a true flowering plants. It is very simple organizations. But the angiosperms are the true flowering plants in which seeds are enclosed within the ovary. Then angiosperms are also called as the true flowering plants. Gymnosperm, it is not a true flowering plant. It is a very simple organization. The seeds are complete enclosed within the ovary in angiospermic flowering plants. And angiosperm reproduce sexually by specialized reproductive organ is called as the flower. Then flower's definition, it is highly modified and condensed reproductive shoot. It is also called as the flowers. But angiosperm reproduce sexually by specialized reproductive organs. It is called as the flower. Okay. Then the angiospermic plant body is a sporophyte which is diploid in conditions, dominant, independent, and its gametophytes are reduced, microscopic, haploid in nature, and dependent on a sporophytes. And this fusion of the gametes of opposite sex to form diploid zygote means both gametes are developed and they make it fuses to each other and to produce the diploid zygote. And then zygote develop into the embryo, which is ultimately form the diploid plant body. And they get convert the seeds, and seeds are produce the new offsprings in sexual reproductions. In flowering plants, all these steps of sexual reproductions occurs within the specialized reproductive organ is called as the flower. It is the general characteristics of the sexual reproductions. Okay, then the study of the flowers is called as the anthology. Angrew, scientist, in 1682, for the first time point out that flowers are reproductive organ of the plants. Angrew was the first time describe the flower, it is the reproductive organs of the plant. Then Rudolf Camerarius in 1694 first to describe sexual reproduction in plants. First time in 1694. is describe the sexual reproduction in plant, means the in between flower structures. Rudolf Camerarius, the scientist. This whole study of the flower, it is also called as the anthology. Okay. Then, now repeats. 4 steps are involved in a sexual reproduction in flowering plants. Formation and fusion of the gametes is called as the sexual reproduction. It is also called as the amphimixis, syngenesis, amphigony. It is also known as the germinal reproduction. It is very slow process. It is usually biparental. Both type of the cell divisions are also involved. 4 steps are involved in this process: gametogenesis, fertilization, embryogenesis, and development. Then sexual reproduction in plants. Angiospermic flowering plants are developed the specially reproductive organ. It is called as the flower. It is the highly modified and condensed reproductive shoot. It is called as the flower. Okay. Now next lectures we are study in a flower. Sexual reproduction in flower. Flower, part of the flowers are also studied. Okay. Now these points will be stopped here. Okay. Thank you.